So have you ever been at a campground or an RV park that didn't have grills or didn't have a fire pit? We've run into a couple, and I love fire pits and I love a grill. And even though we have our Coleman grill and a stove in our camper, sometimes I really want that charcoal flavor. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you've noticed I've really gotten into cooking more this year with the Blackstone, with smoking meats and things like that. So I really wanted a smaller grill that we could take with us camping, that we could use as a grill, a smoker, or even a fire pit when we get to those places that don't have a fire pit. So these are sold at Cabela's and Bass Pro. And honestly, I went ahead and opened it this morning, but let me show you what it is. This is a tabletop Bobber grill. How freaking cool is this? Like I said, I opened it already. As you can tell, it's going to look like a little fishing bobber. Let's put it together and see how it goes. All right, so I totally didn't record putting it together, but it was really simple. It just took a couple minutes. The top here, the only thing I really noticed that I told you in the recording that I didn't record was that right here, it was starting to scratch the paint up a little bit on here. So I'm going to see if I can wiggle with this, maybe add some washers to that to not mess up the paint on it. Overall, it was really easy to put together. Pretty good size. I mean, I think it looks freaking awesome. So I'm going to finish putting it all together. So you'll see on the inside here that it has the grill, it has a place for the charcoal and a grill underneath of it. The construction is pretty sturdy. It has a vent on the bottom and a vent on the top. We're going to put some charcoal in it and cook something real quick and see how it works. All right, we got our coals ready to go, and I will just use this here in case that got hot. I don't think it got very hot, but better safe than sorry. So as you see, it holds a nice amount of charcoal, and honestly, that's a lot more than what I need for what I'm going to do. So basically, we're just going to go old school on our test run here and cook some Oscar Mayer hot dogs. If anyone from Oscar Mayer would like to sponsor any of our videos, feel free to contact me at campsitecruising@gmail.com. We'll do them like that. We'll go ahead and put the lid on, even though we don't really need to. And we're going to go ahead, line it up, put the clamp on it. We're going to cook these hot dogs and see if they work. So one thing I noticed was I was here cooking. If for some reason you're at a campground and you've got to move the grill with the latches on it and the handle, you can totally move this grill from one spot to another. Everything is cooked nicely. Just solid little grill. Just the gimmick of it looking like a fishing bobber, which is really neat. So overall, it cooked good. It cooked quick. And I would recommend it if you like the novelty of it. All right, another thing I wanted to try with this little grill was to use it as a fire pit in places that may not have a fire pit. So we can't use very big pieces of wood, as this only measures about 14.5 inches. So I got some pine straw, some leaves, some small sticks and everything, and I'm going to see if I can start a fire in it and see how it works as a fire pit. Now you can see here that you could take out the little charcoal pan and even the screen on the bottom to have it more down like that. I just emptied out the charcoal that we used to make those hot dogs with a while ago. I just left it together as it is, and we'll let this wood burn inside of this little chamber that the charcoal went in. So I guess one good thing with this, if you wanted to try and mess with it, is that as long as the fire is contained inside of it, it's not getting too hot out here on the edges. So if you needed to pick it up and move it. Another good thing about this, if you do use it as a fire pit, when it comes time to put out your fire at the end of the night, you can put it out, but also put a lid on it so no embers or ash can get out of it while you're sleeping. All right, so we've used it to cook some hot dogs at our campsite. We've used it as a fire pit at our campsite. The only thing I'm not sure about is smoking meat on here, but I will definitely give it a try and figure it out. I'm sure I will make a video of doing that. But overall, this 14-inch Bobber grill from Cabela's and Bass Pro is an excellent buy.